Welcome to Deep Cyber's weekly cybersecurity briefing. Here's what has unfolded over the past week. This week, every story points to the same uncomfortable truth. The defenses we built for yesterday's threats are being systematically dismantled by attackers who have learned exactly where to push. Let's start with a story that makes that point in the most tangible way possible. Coca-Cola has halted production of Fairlife, its ultra-filtered milk and protein shake brand, after a ransomware attack locked down its operations. The company generates hundreds of millions in annual revenue from Fairlife alone, and right now it cannot confirm what was stolen or how long the disruption will last. This is the part that should concern every business leader. A digital attack stopped a physical factory. No software patch fixes an empty shelf. Ransomware criminals are deliberately targeting food and beverage producers because physical production pressure forces faster payment decisions. So the question worth asking is whether your operations could survive even a short, forced shutdown. The Coca-Cola attack required skill, planning, and patience. What researchers revealed this week suggests that bar is about to drop dramatically. Cybersecurity researchers demonstrated that OpenAI's latest model, GPT 5.5, can execute a complete cyber attack chain from a single typed prompt. That means reconnaissance, target identification, and payload delivery, all of it, completed automatically by an AI, with no technical expertise required from the person giving the instruction. This is not a theoretical concern. It means the pool of people capable of launching a sophisticated attack just expanded to include anyone with an internet connection. AI developers are now under enormous pressure to strengthen safety filters before even more capable models reach the public, and organizations need to understand that the volume and variety of attacks targeting them is about to increase significantly. If AI is lowering the barrier to attack, the next story tells us what those attackers are most likely to target when they arrive. A major new analysis reveals that stolen and manipulated login credentials have overtaken software exploits as the #1 entry point for ransomware attacks. Phishing emails that trick employees into handing over their usernames and passwords are now the preferred weapon. Here is the detail that should stop every security team in its tracks. Multi-factor authentication, the second verification step most organizations rely on as a critical safety net, was active in 97% of credential-based breaches and still failed. Attackers are intercepting one-time codes in real time and manipulating users into approving fake login requests. Simply having multi-factor authentication switched on is no longer a sufficient answer. Hardware security keys and rigorous phishing awareness training are now the baseline, not a bonus. Credentials being the weakest link connects directly to what happens once an attacker is inside, especially when what's inside is an AI that acts on its own. Security experts are warning that organizations rushing to deploy Agentic AI, systems that can browse the web, send emails, and execute multi-step tasks without human supervision, are introducing a risk they have no established playbook to manage. The danger isn't only an outside attacker breaking in. The AI itself can make decisions that expose sensitive data, or be silently redirected through hidden instructions embedded in external content, a technique known as prompt injection. Because Agentic AI typically connects to multiple tools, databases, and services, a single misstep can cascade across an entire organization before anyone notices. Treat any Agentic AI system the way you would treat a new employee, with broad access to your systems, clear boundaries, logged actions, and human checkpoints before any high-stakes decision is made. There is a pattern forming here. Attackers are not just finding new ways through the front door. They are finding ways to neutralize the guards standing at it. Researchers have now identified more than 1 million phishing emails using a technique called text salting, where invisible characters and deceptive formatting are embedded in messages to confuse AI-based security filters. The human reader sees a normal-looking email. The AI scanning tool sees a jumbled version that triggers none of its threat detection rules. The malicious message passes straight through. This is a direct, deliberate attack on the AI defenses organizations have invested in, and it requires no advanced hacking skill to execute. Layered email defenses are essential. No single AI-based filter should be the last line of protection, and employees need to stay skeptical of any unexpected message asking for information or urgent action, even if it cleared every automated check. While attackers are refining their techniques, this week also brought a reminder that consequences do follow, even for the youngest offenders. 2 members of the cybercriminal group known as Scattered Spider have been sentenced to 5.5 years each for a 2024 attack on Transport for London, the authority that runs the UK capital's entire public transit network. Owen Flowers, aged 18, and Talha Jubair, aged 20, took down 148 of the authority's systems and forced all 27,000 employees to appear in person just to reset their passwords, at a total cost of approximately £29 million. Scattered Spider's method was social engineering, manipulating people, not exploiting code, which makes the attack a direct echo of everything else we have discussed this week. The sentencing signals that law enforcement is increasingly willing and able to pursue cyber criminals to conviction, regardless of age. But the more urgent lesson is that a group of young people with no access to sophisticated tools caused nearly £30 million in damage through deception alone. And if any doubt remained that cybercrime has matured into organized crime, the final story removes it. Spanish authorities dismantled a cybercriminal network that had accumulated over 140 million euros, roughly $150 million, through digital attacks on individuals and organizations across multiple countries. The group did not just hack, they built elaborate financial networks to launder their proceeds and make the money impossible to trace. This is the full criminal enterprise model. Technical attacks on one side, sophisticated financial operations on the other. European law enforcement is increasingly targeting the financial infrastructure of these groups, recognizing that cutting off the money is just as powerful as stopping the attacks themselves. The message for organizations is that the adversaries they face are not lone wolves. They are structured, funded, and patient, and they need to be treated accordingly. Pull this week together, and one theme runs through every story, every layer of defense we have built: multi-factor authentication, AI-based filters, physical production continuity, even the assumption that complex attacks require complex skills, has been studied, tested, and found to have a way around it. The attackers are not breaking our defenses. They are learning to walk past them. That demands more than better tools. It demands a fundamental rethink of what we trust, what we verify, and what we are prepared to lose if we are wrong. Before you go, if this briefing gave you useful insight this week, follow Deep Cyber wherever you're listening. A rating or comment helps the right people discover the show. That's all for this week. Thanks for listening, stay safe, and we'll be back next week with more cybersecurity updates.